What's up, everybody? So it's Nick Shabazz, man, aka Mr. Be Prepared, Not Scared, right? So before we get started with the video, man, I just want to say happy birthday, Dr. Martin Luther King Jr., man. Thank you for everything you've done for us as a people, as a nation, as a whole, so thank you for that, man. And every time I hear Dr. Martin Luther King Jr., every time his birthday comes, I think about two things. So one is the Stevie Wonder song, Happy Birthday to you. So that's one. And then for my local people or the people that seen him on TV or whatever you seen him from, the Kinder Man, the Kinder Man, man, little entertainment that would come to schools in Baltimore, man. And he would say, Dr. Martin Luther King Jr. So yeah, man, but those are two things, man, you think about, man, like for your childhood and stuff like that. So I'm trying to eat cleaner, man. So I had my fruit, and I was gonna be trying to steal and eat fruit and stuff while I'm talking, but I ain't gonna do that, man, because that'll be rude. But I'm gonna still keep the water, because I might need to wet my whistle, man. But as you can see, man, we're gonna get into it. This video, it brought back some emotions, some different stuff that happened over it. So as you can see, I got my notebook here. Like, so this is the first video that I'm gonna do with my notebook, man, because I wrote notes because I needed the stuff that needed to be said and the stuff that needed to be heard. I didn't want to miss nothing, so I put it in my notebook. So I'll be looking down and looking up, so I don't want you to think that I'm being rude or nothing like that. So we're just gonna jump right into it, man. So as you see, the video is three core values. Three core values to break toxic behaviors, right? So this came about, I probably was like 21, 22. An older guy, I seen him one day, man. We was just talking, man, and just out the blue, I ain't gonna say out the blue, like it was ordained, cause just how we end up talking and stuff like that. So I'm at the market, and he comes, hey young man, he's probably like 60, 70, 50, 60 something years old. Hey young man, look man, you live by these three rules, man. You live by these three rules, man. You'll have a perfect life, man. You'll have the best life, man. But you gotta live by these three rules, and they gotta be in order. I said, all right, man. What is it? Well, let me know. I want to see what's up. So he said, man, the three rules is keep God first, then money, then family. I said, oh, all right, bet. So, like I said, I was like 21, 22 when I heard that, and I wrote it down, and ever since then I had it in my room, so I see that God first, family, money, God first, family, money. But then I revised it, like as I got older, like maybe a couple years ago. So, and then for this video, I revised it. Well, I revised it not just for this video, but I revised it from that. That was the core though. So what I got now is God first, family, and then everything else. So I'm gonna just read off the notes that I had, man, and then I'm gonna give y'all a personal story, man, what happened when you mix these numbers up and you don't keep them in order, right? So, man, and that's the thing that really got me. Like it brought back some memories, man. It brought back some memories. So I'm gonna just start reading. These core values require discipline and work and keeping them in that order, keeping them in the correct order. One, two, three. Make sure you keep God first, then your family, then everything else, right? So keeping God first is key because this requires so much discipline. In this particular relationship, you have to submit. So you got to kill your ego, your pride, and your will, and you got to submit that to God's will. And as a man, that's kind of hard because by design. We designed to protect and provide, and then in that protecting and providing, you kind of build up like a pride and like an ego type of thing. So it's kind of hard for you to submit if you're a man, for you to submit. So that's probably like the hardest thing for you to do, to submit your will or your thing to God's will, because that might not be what you want to do, but it's what you got to do, right? So after that, I put now this relationship, you don't see God every day, but you see the birds and the trees and all that stuff. You see that part, but you don't see God physically every day, but you feel Him and you hear Him by staying in constant contact. Like when you stay in that constant contact, man, you definitely feel and hear God. Like certain things, you like, man, what? So and feeling them and hearing them. When you operate on this higher frequency, when you operate on that spiritual, it's a higher frequency, so you see things different, you make different moves. So, some people think that stuff just happens or it's coincidental. But other people think that other people know that when you stay on that spiritual level, you can see stuff coming kind of before it comes, because you got a different type of insight. You got a different type of movement, so you can move you can move right when everybody else moving left, right? So that's that one in the nutshell. And I think that's all the notes I got for that first part. And another part about that too. So in staying, I'm going to number two, but I'm still finishing up number one, but I'm gonna read number two. But in staying in that spiritual level, man, it's not saying that you're gonna be perfect or nothing like that, because at the end of the day, first we humans. We humans before anything, before any titles, before anything like that. We humans, so we not perfect. We strive to be as perfect as we can. But we just not perfect. So standing there is not saying that you're gonna make the perfect decision, but when you stay in constant contact, you'll make decisions, make less mistakes, staying in constant contact with God, right? So number two is family. This one got to be broken down into three parts, and you got to juggle and balance with this one. So it got to be broken down into three parts, because you talking about yourself, then you talk about your family, then you talk about whatever makes you money, whether it's a job or a business. So with yourself, you gotta make sure you right, spiritually, mentally, and financially. You know what I mean? So you gotta make sure your head right, because sometimes as a man, when you can't be that provider, or like when you can't do the stuff as a man do, like sometimes it weighs on your head, and you make different little moves or different little decisions, and they might not be the right ones, right? Because your back might be against the wall, or whatever the case may be. So then, with two, whether you got a boyfriend, girlfriend, a husband, wife, you definitely gotta have some time for kids. Have that time for your family, man, so that like. You can't just be work all day, man. You'll end up going crazy, man. But you gotta have that time, time. So you gotta sacrifice certain little things, and then your work, whether it's your job or business, you gotta make sure that whatever it is, man, that make sure that whatever that is, it supports your lifestyle. Like for whatever bills you got and whatever stuff you like to do, man, because you don't want to be, stressed out about money and stuff like that. So um, the third one is everything else. That's like if you like to go to the club, you like to play the game, whatever it is, man. It's everything else, man. Like your incidentals or whatever, right? So you gotta make sure everything else straight before you get to that third one. So like I say, man, I was gonna share like a real life personal story, man, and bring back memories, man, because it's like it was weird. So at some point in time, all of us go through some things, man. All of us go through things when stuff might not look the brightest, or it's a little gloomy. Like sometimes you just go through the season of your life, man, where you like, dang, man, I can't win for losing, man. I just keep whenever I try to make one step forward, I gotta take 10 steps backwards. Then you gotta try to get back to that step. So at this point in time, I was going through some stuff, man. It was dark, so I went and seen a spiritual advisor. And you can call it, there's different names for it. You could call it a reader. You could call it a psychic, but it was a spiritual advisor. It was Christian people that was, doing stuff like that. So I went to see a spiritual advisor. I'm like, man, look, I'm down, man. I can't work. At this point, I had just broke up with my girlfriend. I said, man, I broke up with my girlfriend. I had to move back home and to get back on my feet. So I'm down, like I'm down. So talked to them and they told me, they said, oh, it's somebody close to you that just wants to see you hurt. Like they want to kill you. I'm like, what? Like kill me? She's like, well, it could be like just kill your spirits or whatever it is. She's like, but they want to see you hurt. Like it's just a bitter it's the bitter spirit around, man, that they just want to see your downfall. They enjoying seeing you go through this. So I said, oh man, so I ain't know who it was or whatever. Then they say, oh, so whatever relationship you was in, whoever that person was, that was just sold me, because whatever she's missing, you got for her, and whatever you're missing, she has for you. So like she's like, y'all just reciprocate everything. So I'm like, man, I said I just broke up with somebody, and she actually told me the person's name, and I'm like, man, that's crazy because I ain't never tell her, the person's name and all that stuff, but she tell me this stuff. So, and then, like maybe like 2, 3 weeks later. So anybody that know me personally, man, know that whenever me and my baby mother, like I say, in some of my videos, I talk about how we broke up. We've been together for 15 years. We break up, make up, break up, make up. The same stuff you do, like little typical stuff, right? But anybody know that whenever we broke up, I always took my son. I always grabbed my son with me. So for this particular time, right, it was more so like she was like, yo, won't you come stay with me? She's like, yo, I know you just broke up with your girl. Won't you come stay with me? And then just make sure he go to school, and then we ain't gotta be together now, but you can just stay here and make sure we good. I'm like, nah, I'm not gonna do that. And sometimes when you mix that order up, man, like certain stuff happen, and then when you get that order back, you can see stuff happening. You like, oh nah, I see what this trick is. I'm not going that way. So for me, it was like, sometimes that. And them toxic relationships, man, like them toxic relationships, man, those the ones that that it's not going to work, but if you just try to make it work in your head for whatever reason, you try to make it work. But I knew that like that thing wasn't going to work, so like I told her no. So 2, 3 weeks later, she's like, "Oh, that's why I got him. You ain't gonna see him again." And I told him already down, so I ain't got no money. I can't catch the bus. I ain't got no car. I'm down bad. You feel me? So I'm down, and all this stuff happened. So then, like I told y'all in one of my other videos that I went to the hospital on the 4th of July. And that 4th of July, like they was telling me I had a minor heart attack. I'm like, man, what? So, that's what caused, like, that's one of the things that caused it with all the stuff that was going on, all the turmoil and stuff like that. So then, it made sense after that. Like, oh, so this the person that was, oh, I get it. It makes sense. So, like, and the crazy thing is, in those toxic relationships, right? You try to justify stuff, and you try to you try to make excuses for the other person for whatever it is, whether it's fear, whether it's whatever, whatever it is, and then you try to make these excuses, man, and it's just not gonna work because like no matter what you try, like when two people are like the energy is not there, it's just not there. You can't make it. Is you can try to fake it, but it's only but for so long you can fake it. Some people are just meant to be in your life to be friends. Some people meant to be relationships. Some people meant to for whatever it is, whether it's a season, whether it's a blessing, whether it's a reason, whatever it is, man. And you gotta be able to distinguish that for yourself, man. But like I said, you stay in constant contact with you and God, man. He'll definitely show you, and like you'll see signs, you'll see things, and you try to overlook them. But then you also gotta listen to wisdom because sometimes wisdom knows. Like you got other people like aunts and stuff like that. They're like, look, man, she's not a bad person, but like y'all just she not for you. Like y'all not meshing. Y'all not meshing. And then you try to you thinking you grown and all this stuff. You like, man, no, that's just for me. You try to make it happen just to show people, nah, you ain't know what you was talking about, man. But man, nah, you gotta listen sometimes to wisdom. But in the same token, sometimes you be fearful for leaving that person because that's familiar. Like that's familiar. You know what I mean? So whenever anything go wrong, that's just familiar. So you go back to familiar, man. But then you're doing yourself a disservice because deep down in your heart, man, when you're in a toxic relationship, man, when you need to get out, man. That's why you be so upset. 30, 40, 50 years down the line. Now you're like, man, I should have been left when I had that chance, or whatever the case may be, because now you're stuck with, in a situation you ain't want to be in or whatever. Like I say, man, when you in, that toxic relationship, man, because you just feel it, man, like it is what it is. But like I say, sometimes it's just out of fear. So, like I said, I don't know all these verses off the top of my head, but I know what I'm trying to say. Like all the verses, like the Bible verses and stuff like that, but I know what it is. So God didn't give us the spirit of fear, but He gave us the spirit of power, love, and of a sound mind. So when you got a sound mind, you know when somebody is for you and when they not, and you know when like you playing the game or when you're not. So like it's been times when me and my baby mother broke up in those 15 years. We had the whole little thing in 15 years. She go, hey, look, I'm ready to come back home. Let's work it out. Like, all right, back. And then, you did whatever situation, and then you try to work it out. And then 4, 5, 6 months down the line, the same issues arise. Come on, man. Like that person just not for you, man. Like that's just what it is. Like you can fake it, but how long you gonna fake it? You know, like I say, man, like it's been times when, like my baby mother just like, hey, what's up? You know, like it's like, oh, we can still be friends. You got another situation? All right, we can still be friends. So what y'all do? Oh, he bought you flowers? I bet. So now in the back of my head, oh, I gotta get you flowers and chocolate. You know, like we all know the game, man. Like we know what manipulation buttons to pull to do that, man. But how long is that gonna work, man? Like that's not genuine, man. Like if you really love a person, man, you'll let them go, man. And if you really if you really love them too, you'll be truthful with them, man. Like you don't lie to the person you love, because if you love them, you be truthful with them and let them decide if they're gonna stay or if they're gonna go. You know what I mean? Get like let them have a choice for real. So don't do nothing like that, man, because that's all that manipulative. That's still toxic behavior comes from when you mix the rules up, right? So. Like I say, man, and then there's another verse that I like. I know this one though. This one, Matthew 6:33. Seek ye first the kingdom of God and His righteousness, man. And He'll give you whatever your heart desires. So if you keep God first, man, like everything you want, whether it's a house, a car, a wife, a husband, whatever it is, man, He'll make sure you have it, man. But sometimes. Us as people, man, we try to rush the process. We don't trust the process. We try to rush it, man. Then in rushing the process, it end up doing stuff that like it don't need to go. We can avoid some things that we don't need to just get into, man. So, man, hopefully this video will help people, man, because just talking about this stuff, man, like it just brought back some memories, man, about some, how stuff went, like with the whole, like somebody close to me really out to get me because of that spirit, man, that spiteful spirit, man, just trying to get somebody back. And then, the soulmate thing, like, because I really felt like, like that one, yeah. Like the soulmate thing, like like you don't really find that too often. Somebody that pour into you just as much as you pour into them, and whatever you missing, they got, and they fill that up, and then whatever they missing, you got, and you fill it up. Not saying that you need that person to survive, but they compliment you so well that everything magnifies. You feel what I'm saying? Like for me, the person they said my soulmate, she gave me like in the 2 years. The 2 years, that we was, dealing, like, well, the last year, put it like this, the last year when I really start going forward with my business and stuff like that, she gave me some stuff that really helped me elevate my business and take it to the next level. And then when I gave her, I had her wanting to start her own business and do some other stuff. But like some things just happen, like it's divine timing too. So sometimes, even though that's your soulmate, it's just not the right time, man. You really gotta trust God for that, man, because that's like probably the hardest thing to do when and you feel like, oh, this person I know what I know. Even before she said that, I knew that was my soulmate. But at the end of the day, you gotta wait for the right time and all that stuff, and God will give it to you. So you just gotta keep Him first. So hopefully this particular video, man, help whoever needed to hear this video, man. I'm glad that I said it, man. I feel better, man. But at first, like, I was struggling because I'm like, man, I'm not letting all these people know like my personal business. Nah, that's not me. But at the end of the day, when we go through stuff, man, we supposed to help people out with it. You know what I mean? Because somebody else could be going through the same struggle. They just not saying nothing about it, or they just not coming out with it. Especially when it comes to men, because we don't got nobody we can really go to, because we kind of feel insecure. Oh, if I go to this person, they gonna tell my business, and they gonna look at me different, stuff like that, man. So we ain't gonna do that, man. So hopefully, man, this video helped whoever needed the help, man, whoever needed to hear it. I'm glad that you heard it. I'm glad that God put it on my heart to say it, man. So like I say, for 2020, man, we seeing stuff clear, man. We gonna see stuff clear. We see what we want. We going to get what we want. 2020, man. So 2020 vision, new self, new wealth, man. Focus on the mission, not the money, man. Be prepared for everything, not scared. So until next Tuesday, man, y'all be blessed, man. Peace.